Imagine getting punched in the back of the head repeatedly and being told to just shake it off. Is that even real? Hey, I'm Allie. Coffee in one hand, stubborn questions in the other. Pretty much my vibe this morning.
And I'm Brianne. I slept exactly 4 hours and replaced breakfast with tea and a snarky attitude. Efficiency, right?
I tried to meditate and my cat sat on my face. So if I sound intense today, blame Biscuit.
Back to the story. Welcome to the Vale, unsolved and unbelievable. Caffeine in, disbelief on standby.
Okay, so check this out. Today I want to talk about something I've been chewing on for a while. I call it the quiet corridor theory, and it's wrapped around the mysterious and honestly devastating case of Puerto Rican boxer Prichard Colón.
Conspiracy alert. Quiet corridor sounds ominous. I'm already raising an eyebrow. But go on.
Here's what went down. Prichard Colón Melendez was born in Maitland, Florida, in September 1992, and moved to Puerto Rico as a kid so he could box for the island. He was this tall, rangy welterweight they nicknamed Dig It. Big amateur pedigree, 170 wins to 15 losses. Gold at the 2010 Pan American Youth Championship. Then he turned pro in 2012 and just blitzed through opponents. By late 2015, he's 16-0. In September 2015, he stops veteran Vivian Harris in 4. Then, about a month later in October 2015 in Fairfax, Virginia, he gets added late to an undercard against Terrell Williams because another fight fell apart. So already you've got compressed prep. You've got a card scrambling to fill space. Now, rabbit punches, quick definition. They're shots to the back of the head or neck, totally illegal because they jack up rotational forces and can tear these tiny bridging veins in your skull. That's how you get subdural hematomas. Bleeding between the brain and dura. Pressure building. Bad news fast.
Yeah, and that zone near the brainstem is not where you play. Even a couple of poorly placed shots can be dangerous. So far, we're aligned.
During the Williams fight, Prichard keeps signaling to the ref about shots to the back of his head. Multiple times. And the ref, Joseph Cooper, tells him, "You take care of it." Like what? That's the opposite of enforcing the rules. Meanwhile, later, Prichard gets docked 2 points for a low blow. Asymmetric enforcement, It changes the whole fight vibe.
It's bad refereeing. But bad refereeing doesn't automatically equal a cabal. I mean, sorry, not sorry.
Wait! It stacks! Round 9. Prichard gets dropped for the first time in his pro career. Between rounds, he tells the ringside doctor, Richard Ashby, that he's dizzy. The doc says he'll shake it off and clears him to keep going. Dizziness is a big red flag. Not a maybe. Pull the plug until you know more.
Here's the thing. Intracranial bleeds can evolve. Early symptoms can be deceptively mild. And ringside is noisy, time-limited, and frankly chaotic. Doctors make snap calls. Sometimes they're tragically wrong without being part of a scheme. That context matters.
Okay, next up. The corner gets confused. They remove his gloves like the fight's done, which triggers a disqualification. They also say he's incoherent and dizzy. Minutes later, in the dressing room, he vomits and collapses. Ambulance to Inova Fairfax Hospital. Scan shows a left subdural hematoma, 1.5 centimeters, with a 1.2 centimeter midline shift. That kind of shift screams emergency. He goes straight to surgery. A hemicraniectomy to evacuate the bleed and give the brain room to swell. He's in a coma for 221 days. When he emerges, he's in a persistent vegetative state. Awake cycles but no speech. He learns to use a computer to communicate in limited ways. His mom posts a rehab video in 2018 showing him following simple commands. He's cared for at home in Orlando with years of therapy, but still no speech. Then in August 2026, his dad announces that Prichard has died. He was 33.
It's devastating. And for clarity, hemicraniectomy is where they remove part of the skull so the brain can expand outward instead of being crushed inside. It saves lives. It doesn't undo the initial damage. That midline shift number tells you how dire it was.
Back to the facts. In 2017, his parents file a lawsuit for more than $50 million against the ringside doctor and the folks who organized the bout, arguing negligence. As of 2025, no trial. Stalled. Meanwhile, Terrell Williams faces years of public backlash. By 2026, most of his social media is gone. Courts are quiet, the internet isn't. So here's my quiet corridor theory. I named it after that little hallway behind shows where decisions get made because the cameras can't see. Not a memo, not a smoking gun, a culture. When a headline fight falls apart, the show needs momentum. A late added undercard becomes the pressure valve. Keep it moving unless catastrophe is undeniable. Let the round finish. Hope the dizziness goes away. Avoid dead air. There's even this account from someone who said they were a broadcast runner that night. They remembered the ref's, "You take care of it," and the phrase, "He'll shake it off," kind of hanging in the corridor near the medical station. They swear no one ordered a cover-up. They just felt the gravity of live TV pulling everything forward. That's the quiet corridor. Not orders, but inertia. And it cost him.
Let's move on to why I'm not fully buying a systemic keep-it-going ethos. 1. Late card changes are standard. Cards reshuffle all the time. 2. Ringside medicine is triage. Dizziness can be fatigue, dehydration, or yes, concussion. You've got seconds, noise, and a fighter saying they want to continue. It's not that people didn't care, it's that they misjudged a rare but catastrophic case. 3. The corner's glove removal error screams confusion, not coordination. They were rattled, they thought the fight had ended, and simultaneously reported incoherence and dizziness. That's the moment you see the crisis becoming visible. And 4. The lawsuit lagging doesn't prove a cover-up. It proves combat sports liability is a nightmare to litigate when risk is inherent and causation is messy.
I hear you, but look at the stack. Repeated rabbit punches. A ref basically telling the fighter to self-police. A 2-point deduction on Prichard for a low blow while the other fouls go unpenalized. Dizziness waved off with a, "He'll shake it off." And he'd fought about a month earlier, so not a lot of recovery time from sparring and impacts. It's not a grand plot. It's a set of nudges all in one direction. That's the corridor I'm pointing at.
Let me get this straight. You're arguing culture, not conspiracy. If that's the claim, I think it's plausible that event momentum leaks into judgment. But I still think the simpler explanation is human error under time pressure, plus a dangerous foul profile and a compressed schedule. No secret directive needed.
Isn't that bananas, though? That culture alone can be lethal. If the ref enforces rabbit punches hard in the early rounds, maybe the rhythm changes. If the doc halts it at dizziness, maybe there's time. If the card wasn't scrambling, maybe everyone breathes. My theory says the room itself wanted the show alive, more than it wanted to entertain the possibility that a man's brain was bleeding.
And my counter is that even with perfect intentions, the signs can be subtle until they're not. That doesn't absolve bad officiating, it just means we shouldn't leap to coordinated neglect. Fix the incentives, fix the training, fix the enforcement. Start there.
Back to the facts. Whatever you call it, this case shows how thin the line is. Entertainment versus safety. Points versus people. That line got crossed.
The point is, how do we build systems where a fighter saying, "I'm dizzy," triggers a stop, no questions, no shame? Because the worst case is not losing a round. It's what happened here.
If you want a deeper dive, go find a solid documentary on combat sports safety and ringside medicine. Protocols, concussions, the whole deal. It's eye-opening, seriously though.
All right, moving on. Tonight I'm queuing up something nerdy on traumatic brain injury. You're probably lighting a candle and telling ghost stories to your cat.
Absolutely. Biscuit loves a haunting. Thank you for listening. Keep thinking hard, keep your heart open, and keep questioning.
Take care out there, and if you're in a ring, protect the back of your head. We'll see you next time.